Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you on Cycle, it's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. So I'm going to do the fourth scenario today. You might be noticing I'm sticking with the scenarios that came with the route initially, not counting the timetable scenarios. Also skipping the free roam scenarios next door to the standard tab, which I'm not looking at those for reasons. But let's just quickly look what we have left. We have the 8F branch workhorse. We're going to save that for later. We have the 111. Which is Granfield Chaser. We're going to save that one for later. We have Centerfield Shunt, which I've changed the shunter on. We're going to save that one for later because those are the three scenarios that were so-called career scenarios. You see, they're not career; they're standard, but they're timetable in many cases, so that's why they're there. We're going to stick with the other two scenarios that came with the route for now, which means we're going to go ahead and do the Black 5 scenarios right now, get some steam out of the way. We are going to have one steam drive in those remaining three scenarios in Branch Workhorse. We'll stick that one in there as well as a nice... I might make that a nice... let's see, 35-minute scenario. I might make that a nice... not necessarily a wrap-up. The 111 is the one I actually came for, so I kind of want to focus on that one. Maybe I will do the fourth scenario now, which is the Rusty scenario, which is the one I've been planning to do anyway, the Winter Wonderland one. I might save that last Black 5 for later. I might go to the other scenarios before coming to that last Black 5 scenario as a nice fitting finale to the route. That's what I think I might do. So I'm going to save there and back again probably for the finale. As that's a passenger service back and forth along the route. We get to see the whole route one more time, both directions. So I'm going to go ahead and do the fourth of these 5 default scenarios, and we're going to go into the other 3 scenarios in some order. And then I'm probably gonna put them in the order where the 8F is in the middle, and then we'll end the whole series with the BR or with the Black 5 in green going there and back again. So I think that's a good way to run this series. So this is the fourth of 8 scenarios we're doing today. I changed some settings in the settings menu way up here in the corner here. I've changed some settings up here. I think that part of the problem, or I should say, I think that the problem with some station stuff not showing up, and especially that one station that we had to stop at last scenario. I think the problem with that showing up is actually related to some settings in the scenery. I spoke with someone to pick their brain about this. We figured out all the assets were indeed here. Like, I'm not missing any assets. It's the AP station pack, the foliage, the some German railroads material, including from Rursig, or Hagen-Siegen, I believe is how you say it back in the past. And also another set, which I don't know what it is, Eisen something. But I have all of the assets. So the only thing we can conclude is that something's not appearing correctly. So I changed a scenery element to try to do that. We're going to see if everything now shows up when we actually do our trip to Weed and Quarry. I'm going to take a look at one of the stations along the way, and we're going to see if it shows up completely clearly. I'm curious to see whether my changes to the scenery density in this case may have modified this. I also decided to change my view distance, so hopefully I don't have too much lag from having extra view distance as well. Let's see how this runs. It's shunting time. No message. Let's get in the cab. We want to be doing this, obviously. So what's our first task? As the train comes by, we have to couple to some stuff up there. Here's the train coming along that's going to be behind us here in a little bit. Where are we? Oh, we're all the way back here. That train's leaving ahead of us. Excellent. So we want to go over to... Not that. Is that what I'm coupling to? Oh no, this is the train going by. Okay, there's what I want to see right there. That's what I'm hearing. I knew something didn't make sense. So let's see. We want to couple to the front of my train. Okay, so let's make sure the path... We don't have timings, do we? Let's just make sure we don't have a timetable here. We do... Oh my goodness, this is quite a mission, isn't it? We do not have a timetable. We're just going to go. So let's make sure we're doing it right since we don't have a timetable. That train's not going by the stuff we're coupling to. We are positioned to go into that siding, thankfully. So we are good to go for that. Let's go ahead and do that. So we've gone ahead and set our train down where we need it. A minute and a half in, we haven't moved yet. So there you go. It's going to take a moment for the regulator to respond because my brake pressure is still going down. I'm going to go ahead and pause the drop in the brake pressure about there, I think. A little more, I think. That's good. Reapply it a wee bit. There we go. As always, the auto fireman is enabled because, you know, I'm just not confident in my ability to manage a fire. So I'm going to drop the regulator down now. This way I can... Actually, you know what? I can put it a little higher right now. Let's put it a little higher. Okay, now we're going to drop it. We need to make sure we maintain enough control so we can stop exactly where we need to. So we're going to be coupling to this guy in front of us here. So we're going to let her slow down now as we come up to couple. I'm going to get my coupling view ready here. Here we go. I might be going a little fast here, but we're going to get it. I think oh, my engine tried to derail on me. Did you see it bounce up? Did you see that bounce up? It tried to derail. It actually tried to derail. Wow. Okay, that was fun. Do I need to go back up a little bit? Let's try. There it is. Now we're going to couple. Maybe. There we go. Shunt these wagons to north siding 4. Then detach the brake van and drop it north siding 8. So I almost derailed at the start of the scenario, kids. Oh my. Okay, so where's north siding 4? And then we'll take the brake van to siding 8. So we're gonna take this. So let me just explain this. If I can get a better view here. So all this stuff here, all these cars of, I don't know, what is this stuff? Stones. I'm going to say it's stones. We're going to take all these cars, take them to north siding 4. This brake van is going to siding 8. That's the only thing going to siding 8. So that's what we're doing here. Where are these sidings? Well, we are right here. We're now a big red train. We're going to head to siding 8, which is right up here. Or siding 4, rather. Siding 4 is right here. You can see it next to the blue train up ahead. One to the left. That's where we're going to be going. And that means we need to follow this track, which is now set correctly, but something is not because we're still not blue. Ah, that would be why. So now we are set. We are going to be heading into that siding now. Later on, we're going to move the brake van over to siding 8, which is way over here. So once we're done up here, we're going to detach. We're going to move everything back. And we're going to then head over here and change this to head over here to siding 8. That's going to be later. But for right now, we have to go to siding 4. So let's go ahead and get ourselves set up. First in the cab. That's not the cab. This is close enough. Let's just do this. All right. So, reverse. No, it's not reverse. No. Forward. Forward, I say. I'll get this right. I think I need to take the brakes off for this one. Yeah, it seems that pushing a train is not really ideal. Also, gotta love the winter wonderland. I'm feeling it's actually a cool day here as I'm taping this, which is nice, but I feel even colder now seeing the snow here, so that's kind of fun. So I've decided that's good enough here. I'm going to put a little bit of a running... I'm just going to set the running brake. Not going to actually do anything with it. Hey! Who is that? Paddington to Birmingham Snow Hill. Excellent. Meanwhile, looking out our window here. What's up here? Just yard information. Yeah, nothing important here. So we're now officially in the yard. We're just going to go ahead and poke our way forward until we're far enough to detach everybody. So just going to bring up the tasks. We're going to review them again as we pull up. We're only taking the brake van over to siding 8. Everything else is getting back off here. Going to apply some brake pressure now so we have a little bit of control over this. Making good progress here, so I'm trying to put a small brake application on so I don't have to screech this thing to a halt. That would be ideal. We should be fully within the siding now as well, by the way. So yes, we are. Oh, excuse me. So we're definitely fully within the siding. We're just going to go ahead and let this thing come to a stop. As we do, I'm going to head up to the brake van because that's where we're going to detach the vehicles here. We are now stopped. So I'm going to put the vehicles into reverse because we're going to have to back up in a second. And before I do anything, we're going to go ahead and detach that. There's our check mark, so we did it correctly. We can now back up. Going to release some of that brake pressure. Actually, I'm going to release a lot of that brake pressure. Let's hold the brake pressure there. So we need to get to the next junction here. Once we get to this next junction, we should be clear. So we're going to stop here for a moment. And as I bring the train to a stop, you'll notice as we look at the map, we are now beyond where we need to go to access siding 8 right here. So we're now going to head into siding 8. Which one is siding 8, you might be asking? The one right straight ahead here. So let's go back to the map. Let's move in the other direction. We're going to confirm that yes, indeed, in a second, we are going to be entering siding 8. Just by a quick tap forward, tiny tap up on the regulator will give us enough information. Tiny, a little tinier. Move in the other direction, please. Thank you. So now we can see siding 8 straight ahead. That is exactly where we want to go. Siding, or yard 14 apparently will come into play later on. We're going to be heading there next, actually. So there you go. So since we're at the front of the train, let's take a peek ahead since that's now the front of our train. I have a feeling this brake van is going to be used as part of our next train because you see 732159 here, but oddly enough I don't see it anywhere here. Maybe we're not using it. Yeah, maybe we're not. I don't know. I thought we might be, but we're not. So just to reiterate the steps, we are only dropping off the car. We're not connecting it to the consist ahead. We're only dropping it off here. That is it. So we're doing nothing else. Now here's the question of the day. How do we get to yard 14? I guess this train ahead must also be in siding 8. I don't. Yeah, these cars ahead of us are also in siding 8. So the cars that you see ahead of us, they are unrelated to our trains. So let's take a quick peek ahead here just to verify this. Oops. Take a quick peek ahead and verify this. This is just an isolated brake van right here. So is this. If we move ahead, here's where yard 14 is right here. That's what we're going to connect to, but we're going to be coming to that via a different track. You see the track over here is where we're going to access that. By taking this track, we're going to get around those brake vans that are in that siding over there. So we're going to get around by taking one of these tracks right here. We're going to reconnect, and we're going to go to number 14 right there. That's how this is going to work. I didn't want to do that. So back into the cab. Head out the window view. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push this up just a little bit more because I think it's fair to bring that in case more of the siding space is needed. So I'm going to go ahead and push this up just a little bit more. We have lots of room to do it. Might as well do it, right? You don't just drop it at the front of the siding. That's a lot of empty space on the siding that's not used for anything. So we're going to be proper. We're going to be prim. We're going to be proper here. We're going to use some of this space. Maybe we need these brake vans later. I don't know. So back on the front here. So we've come in a little bit now. That's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and give her a stop right here. So once this comes to a stop, I'm going to put this in reverse. I'm going to start reversing it right now, actually. And we're going to go ahead and detach this sucker right there. It didn't go. How about right, hello, right, there we go. There's a rake of vans in siding 14 that needs to be split and added to the trains in sidings 3, 7, and 12. Yep, that's what I saw coming, so here we come. We're going to back up, and away we go. Bye-bye. Been nice knowing you now. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let's get in the cab, shall we? "15 minutes in, we haven't really done much of anything yet. I think we're lollygagging a bit too much here. What do you think?" Make our way back onto the track here. And if somehow a signal is matching turning red on us, I'm afraid we're just going to have to run it. It shouldn't be. We should be clear in the yard here. So those tracks are pretty much merging here now. We should be able to move ahead on the next section in a second, if not already. So here we are. Oh, we're not there yet. Let's keep going. There it is. We're there now. So we're going to hit that. Where do we want to go? We want to go to Setterfield 14. So we're going to be taking the straight track here, which is going to take us through Setterfield Yard North Siding 7, I believe that is. Yeah, it has to be 7. So coming through Yard North Siding 7, we're going to now merge onto this track, which is going to take us right into... Yep, I think we're going the right way. Yeah, we were going the right way. So that's going to take us directly into Siding 14 right here. We're going to couple everything there. We're going to eventually take everything from siding 12 as well, apparently, which is the 1-2 over here, next to us, right here. I'll show you. That's 12. That's 14. That's 12. We're going to be dropping off a few cars back in 12 after we connect them. We're going to go to 7. We're going to drop a few cars off there. We're going to then go to 3. Drop a few cars off there. We're going to couple to 9. We're going to go for a drive after dropping some stuff off. There's the couple job for the eventual drop-off all the way up here. So lots of moving back and forth, and something just drove by. Who just drove by? Hello. That was, tell you what, that's not going to give us a good view. That was the Wolverhampton low-level Paddington. Thank you very much. So we now have the correct path into the siding we require. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that running brake on because that would be a good idea. So, power on. We're getting some good speed now. I like this. I like the good speed. We don't need to go much faster than this, so I'll go ahead and I'll just hold on this. While we're holding on this, let's look at our chariot for the day. Ooh, she's a rusty one, number 44839 is. She's a rusty boy. British Railways logo on the back of it. This girl's been through some hard times, that's for sure. She's been through a lot. And she's doing her job, transporting us very nicely while coughing up her lungs of rich, fertile coal, which just goes in the air and excuse me. Let me get out of that. Okay, there we go. Get that over our heads. We don't breathe in that way, you see? So we're going to let the brakes register a little bit now because we are starting to get into our siding here. Let's turn our view a little bit so we can see what we're dealing with here. Let's try not to accidentally derail ourselves this time, shall we? I say very happily and with glee. So I'm at 3 now. We're going to try to maintain for a moment. Let's turn our view. And let's turn that speed down now. She bounced again. She did. We're going to couple the front of it again. We're going to go reverse. Couple the front 5 vans to the wagons and siding 12, the middle 5 to the wagons and siding 7, and the 5 nearest you to the wagons and 3. So there you go. 12, 7, 3. 12, 7, 3. 12, 7, 3. 12, 7. We already saw that earlier on the task list, so we already knew that. So we're going to put this back in the other direction. We're going to try to get ourselves moving if we can. Let's take a look at the makeup of these wagons just to make sure there's no confusion. Oh, they're all exactly the same. This is going to be a problem. They're all exactly the same. They're all exactly the same. Okay, this is not going to be easy. Okay. We have to have a memory. Hello, back in the train. We have to have a memory of exactly what we're doing already. So, yeah. We have to have a memory of how many wagons are on the car and that are on the train. That can be a little tricky. Backwards. So you see that first train up there? That's the thing we're going to be connecting to, number 12. That's where we're going to be going. Let's go to the front of the train, shall we? That's a very nice view of the front of the train. There it is. Speaking of trains, there's somebody going by. Cardiff Tidal Leamington Spa. Cardiff Tidal. That is a new... I'm going to assume it's a fictional name. What are they hauling over there? Let's find out. Ooh, glorious coal. Glorious coal. Yes. Yes. Glorious. Enough. I should probably stop goofing around and concentrate on my own driving. I went the wrong way. Hold on. I went the wrong way. This is what you get for goofing off, ladies and gentlemen. I need to somehow access, not here. Where am I? I'm right here. I need to access the siding number 12, which is right here. As you can see, the way we access siding is to get back to this track. We're not on this track. I basically left all that alone. So I have to go forward again because I'm a goof. What I might do is I might have to skip ahead and show you me not being a goof. Keep that on. Thank you. Running. Thank you. So we're going to come back forward because I have to basically correct my mistake. I'm going to just go ahead and detach myself and hang out here for a while. And when I am fully past this track here, I will be able to go ahead and change the siding, which the switch for the siding is right up there. That's the switch right there. So I'm passing right now. So once I'm past that switch, I can go ahead and switch that back. And we can do this. It's actually not going to take as long as I thought it might. So we're just going to pull forward here. There's the engine. More brakes, please. So now that we are fully back within where we need to be, almost. Now we are. There we are. So now we can head backwards. Reverse, please. So the beauty of easily correctable mistakes is you don't have to worry about making them. Beauty of mistakes, you can always reverse them. So the whole idea now is to line up with this track 2 to the right, because that's what we're going to be connecting to right there. So this is the track we need to connect to. Once we're fully past this section, we can go ahead and change that junction over. I need to make sure all the other junctions are good along the way, just to make sure. That is not good. Now it is. That is not good. Now it is. See, and you know what? Just to be safe, that is now correct as well. So we're good now. We're good. Why am I stopping? Keep going. So all tracks have been checked. We are now able to go back as far as we need to complete this. Shouldn't be too bad. Just get a little further here. I'm going to zip ahead and see where this guy is on the track here, because this is the important section right up here. So we are crossing onto the track right now. We have to go a little bit further here, so I should put a little more power on for a moment. But that should be the job. I think we're past the switch now, so we should be alright at this stage. No, we're not. We are not alright at this stage. Okay, that is unfortunate. A little further, please. The switch I saw was for the tracks on the left of us, left of our current view. Now we should be alright. So we'll pop this over here. Are we now connecting to line 12? We're connecting to line 13. Excellent. Excellent. Let's connect to line 12. We are now connecting to line 12. So if I now punch it forward, fireman is currently not feeding any coal to the engine, which is a good idea. Do not feed coal to the engine when it's not needed. We're now going to go forward. As you can see, we're now in Setterfield Yard 12 straight ahead. And the train is now going to, let's remove some brake pressure. That's too much brake pressure. The train is now going to inch towards it. So I'm going to go ahead and just change our view here. Let's hide this for a second. I'm just going to go ahead and change this view. And that's where we're going. So let's hop on top of the train and let's take a better look at where this thing is going to end up. Right now I'm holding my speed around 7 miles per hour. I'm going to be dropping that down just a little more. We need to make sure we go 5 wagons back. Another train going by. Bleckley to Leamington Spa. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to bring it down from 8 now, so I'm going to do that. Now we need to make sure we start counting back as soon as we get close to the what we need here. So I'm going to start counting back. We have 1, 2. We go a little further. Now that I have the right button, I know what I'm pushing. That's 2. This is 3. This is 4. And this is 5. Let's keep the view on here for a moment. So remember, this is a 2-step operation. We're going to be first, I'll bring up the coupling view for a moment. We're going to first bring some more wagons onto the fray here. There it is. So the wagons that we're now going to connect to are these guys right here. Keep in mind, this is a 2-step operation. We couple and then we drop them off again. So another way you can do this, I counted 5 back on the HUD. But you can also take a look here. Notice you're going to couple on this thing right here, but then you're going to go back 5 and you're going to decouple it right here between 756209, 756035. The task may not necessarily make it clear because there's just too many cars here, so you have to make sure you keep count here. But since 756209 is the first one mentioned, then 756172, you can assume this is where you're going to be dropping off. So let's go ahead and couple first. Now we're going to complete the decoupling operation right there, and that is done just like that. So now we have only 10 wagons. We're going to go in reverse now. Let's make sure we go in the correct direction this time, shall we? I'm going to back up just a little bit first. Let's get out of the coupling view as well. I'm going to back up just a little bit first. There we are, and that's now the front of the train, so that's the back of the train. It's listed as the front, but it is actually the back of the train. So I pulled away a little bit. Let's just make sure I know where we're going here. Now that I pulled away and separated, we can now plan how to get to siding number 7. Siding number 7 is right here. So that's where we're going to be going next. So in order to get to siding number 7, we're going to need to follow, and keep an eye, by the way, as we just remind ourselves again, siding 7 is where this train is right here in the middle of the screen. There's another one in siding 9. Siding 12 we just dropped off in front of our train. So 2 trains over, basically, is where we're going. So keep an eye on that red train as I keep an eye on the siding that I need to follow. Our train is ending, but you can see the blue path. So the line I'm following is 5 lines to the left. The blue path is going to, just make sure we're right here. So I've got my mouse on the right one. So the blue line is starting to merge in. As the blue line starts to merge in, I'm coming back to find out that the siding here was correctly set. So we are good to go on that one. This one is also correctly set, so we're good to go on this one. You can see the blue path is now merging to be 1 over. It is going to merge in right here. So this spot right by the orange line on Setterfield Yard North Shunt, that is where we need to go. And that's where we're going to be basically stopping the train, inside the shunt area. So now that we can see that, we can see the path is set correctly for us, we're going to go ahead and back up normally. No further problems, we just keep right on going. Let's get to the back. In fact, let's go in the cab and do it from the cab, because, you know, that's more fun. And let's get some speed going, because we got a ways to go. We got a little ways to go here to get to our shunting area. So where are we right now? Still nowhere close. We're still coming. We got 3 more switches we have to cover. Let's change our view to this window, shall we? That's a little better. So I believe this is our second switch. You see the brake van we dropped off earlier, still hanging out over there. So we should be in the orange shunt area now, and you can see indeed we are entering it. So once the front of our train passes the earlier point here, we're good to come to a stop. So we're watching that switch right now as the point where we want to stop. I'm slowing our speed down a little bit here. In fact, we should be good to come to a full stop now. I'm just going to go ahead and let the train coast to a stop. The junction up here is in our favor anyway. We can basically go back to about this point right here, next to where that back of that train is. We don't need to go that far though. We're just going to do that. We should be all set now because I already checked the rest of the path. So we should be able now to advance forward just fine. I'm going to get back on the... of course, that's not the back. That's the front. So there we go. Forward we go again. I did not mean to let the brakes off. Let's reapply some of those brakes just so we have standing brake power applied and we can use it to slow down. That's why I like to apply a running brake and keep some brake pressure applied at all times on a steam engine. Because sometimes if you don't have brakes applied, they can take a while to reapply. Keeping a little bit of brakes applied gives you a bit of control over how you move your engine. So you can move it up a little bit like this. You're in 44% throttle. You're slowly moving the speed up. That's just fine. But then you drop it down to a 21 and you might be holding, you're still gaining in this case at this low speed, but move it down to say 11% and now you're basically going to hold at the 6.6 because you got some, it's dropping slightly, but that's fine. You're going to roughly hold in this area because you've got some brake pressure applied asking you to hold. If you had no brake pressure applied, your speed would still be going up quite a bit at this point, and you'd be going a lot faster than you would be without that brake pressure applied. So this is a good way to exert control. You want to take advantage of the ability to control your train at all times. So looking again, this is going to once again be a two-step operation. Notice the first car this time is 756399. So if we look at our coupling view, 756399 is right. You can see it on our view this time, but if I scroll over, because we're going to need to eventually anyway for a coupling operation, 756399 is the fifth car from the right. So we know that is the fifth car. We know that is where we're going to be decoupling our operation because they said every 5 cars. But you can always, again, verify those numbers looking at the task list right there. And we're going to eventually detach the rest of our train over at number 3, which is 4 tracks over from where we are now. So that's all coming up as well. I'm going to keep this coupling view up for a moment. I could speed up a little to get to our destination quicker and then let the brakes come off, but I have excellent control of this right now. I know if I increase or decrease, the effect that I want will happen, so I'm okay where I am. I'm just going to leave it for a moment. I have excellent control of the situation right now. Better do it safely, I would say. So now I've taken the throttle off. I'm letting the train slow down. It might not be slowing down enough, so I'm increasing the brake pressure a little bit. Bring up the F4 head just to verify that. Okay, back to the coupling view. I think I'm going to be fine now. So once again, I'm holding some control here with a 22% throttle. I'm going to lower that now. I'm now under a mile, so let's go ahead and just keep bringing it to connect. And that does the job. I heard the noise, so that should do the job. You can see our whole train now over here. So again, two-step operation. I'll bring up the task list to show you. Connect here. And then go over to 756399. Disconnect there. You can see we now have 5 cars left. I'm going to go into reverse once again. And if we look back here, you're going to notice, first of all, as I go to speed up, I'm not moving. But if you look back there, it's because the part of the train that I was connected to is now no longer connected to what I'm looking at. So this basically stays here. We hop back to our train, which is now, that's still the front. Okay, for some reason when I hit 2, it went to the engine. I don't know why. That's interesting. I'm going to say that's a little buggy. Oh, hold on. Stop for a second. I didn't check my path to junction number 3. So let's just let the train do what it wants to for a second. We may have to adjust our positioning. If we do, we do. No, I haven't actually left the sign yet, so we're good. So we're going to find our way over to sign number 3. Let's figure out where sign number 3 is on the map here. That's sign number 3 that we can see directly ahead of us. Easy one to see. It's the third one on from the left here. But that track split, so there's going to be another track there. So we're going to lose our count that way. Let's stay on the track as well as we can. So Number 4 is the one that blue line is going towards. So that gives you an idea where we are. Number 3 is the one that now is being cut off on this siding. We're going to change it to number 3, so we're still following number 3. And that is the track we have to come back on. You see the blue line, the different colored blue line that marks our path. Eventually they merge. Eventually they merge right here. So this is where we're going to have to change over. So once again, we're going back, not all the way to the orange this time, but we are going back a fair ways. So let's go ahead and hide our task list for a moment as we keep going back. We don't necessarily have to go all the way back to the orange this time. That's the good news. Now again, you might be thinking I'm taking too long to do this. Part of it is because I'm also showing you a demonstration, trying to explain everything at the same time. But the other half of it again is because we don't have a time for our destination. So we can do this at our leisure. Okay, so we should be getting past our switch for this track very, very shortly. And once we do, there we are. There's our switch. We can now go ahead and move our train over to that track by clicking on that button. And again, a quick pop forward is going to tell us whether we are on the right track or not. So let's go ahead and bring up full reverser in the other direction. Takes a while to get charged up. And there is center field yard 3 dead ahead. Well, not dead, but it is ahead. So let's get a little more speed on so we have an amicable amount of movement here. I'm going to go ahead and control my throttle with a 22% application again. That will be how I control my regulator. So down now to, well, I said 22, but we can't seem to hit it. Good enough. There we go. Now I'm going to start lowering my speed just a little bit by lowering the regulator a little bit further. So I'm going to get back up to about 20, well, into the 20s anyway. This is going to be how I hold my speed. There we go. That's a better hold speed. Now I'm not going to check the coupling view this time because I know I'm dropping off the entire train this time. I'm dropping off those last 5 cars right here. I'm then going to head to siding number 9. I'm going to connect to the back of the train this time, and then we're off. So lowering my regulator again here. Staying on 2, so I'm going to increase my regulator again to maintain speed. That's the only reason for increasing the regulator now. And you notice I was not using the normal view. I'm already okay with my brake pressure, so I don't necessarily need to watch that tab right now. I'm actually okay with where I am. So I'm going to lower my regulator a bit more. Once again, we're going to maintain as we come in. And I'm going to go ahead and drop it again. 0.4 is good for right now. Coupling view, there it is. We couple everything, and as I bring up the task again to show you, we're going to detach everything. 756154 right there. Everything is off our train. Now couple up to the front of the rake of cattle vanes in siding 9 and move them to up departure, siding 2 ready to be collected and forward to their destination. Alrighty, I guess that's not the one we're taking with us. It's a different one we're taking with us later. Because we still have, stop that, we still have to eventually hop over to down departure siding and take that one. So number 9 is not the one we're going to be doing. Let's check our direction on this. To the back of 5MT. So yes, we're going to have to get out of here. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to get out of here. Let's get in the cab. We're going to go into reverse. Let's bring this back up. We're going to go in reverse. We're going to get the heck out of here. Let's get enough speed on here, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put a maintain speed on my regulator again. So this will do for now while I just do some figuring what we're going to do here. I just need to figure out what we're doing. So this will do for the time being. We're going to number 9, which is over here. We have to connect to that. We're going to need to find our way out to in front of this train somehow. One option is to do this through number 8. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through number 8, which means I need to come back to where I was before, near the orange. And then I'm going to go ahead and head down the number... Whoops, wrong one. I'm going to head down the number 8 siding instead. Am I speeding? No, I'm still doing good. So we're going to head down the number 8 siding, and I think the path is now set to do that. So, well, it's number 10. You know what? It'll do. Number 10 will do. Number 10 will do nicely. I wanted number 8, but I'll take number 10. Oh, number 8 is actually, you know what? Number 8 is actually... Oh, this is number 8 right here. Never mind. That's number 8. That's the one I'll take. So once I'm past this switch, I can go ahead and I can set this switch back. But only once I get past it. So I am going to reach the orange. I am reaching the orange for this movement. And that is fine. That is perfectly fine. How am I doing? So once I clear this switch right here, I should be fine. And I'm going to bring her to a stop now. That's the switch I need to hit. I think it hit. I'll put it into forward because I believe I hit the correct switch. So I'm going to put it in forward. Check our map very quickly to make sure that yes, the switch was hit. And sure enough, it actually was not hit. I must have hit it twice because I thought I hit it. But the blue line is now going to take us through that siding right there. I know where I am, but in case you've lost track, we're going to go to the back of the siding. The blue line picks up right here. We're going to connect right there, so you can see the line goes beyond the connection. We're then going to come back on this switch right here, following that other blue line. That's going to connect us right into the train that we need to take, right there in siding number 9. So we are on the correct path. We're going to go forward again. This time I will apply a decent amount of speed. Let's get back in the cab. And there's not much for me to model right now because I'm going to leave the brake pressure where it is. So we're going to use the simplified HUD right now, just for the sake of giving you a better view of the action here. If I want to, I could also use the F5 HUD and give you that information instead in the top left corner. That does tell you what our speed is. There's also the seam information here. But the text is so small that I have a hard time utilizing that as a tool. So what I'll do instead is I'll just keep using this. So we're now going to go between these two trains. The train to the left of us is the train we're picking up. The train to the right of us we connected some cars to earlier. And further to the left you can see siding number 12, which is more cars that we dropped off earlier. We've also now cleared siding number 14, which I believe previously had all those cars on it. So 14 is now completely clear. As we get to the front of the train, I'm going to start lowering the speed a little bit here because I know we're going to have a junction coming up. Once we cross that junction, we know we can go backwards. So I'm going to drop a little speed now. Now we got to go to a maintain speed again, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So here's a junction that I'm going to be going back on the track to the left. That track to the left is now going to merge with us. That's the track I need to change onto. So as I cross this junction, I'm going to go ahead and change my view. We're going to go ahead and watch the train come across. As you can see, my speed is slowing down nicely as I pass the switch. So I should now be getting completely past that switch, and I will be able to go ahead and back up at this point. So let's go to where I am. I'm up here. I can now hit this and go right back into train at siding number 9. So reverse. I'm going to get on the back of the train this time because I feel like doing things differently. And reverse. I didn't put the full... Ooh, good. Get away from the smoke. I didn't put the full reverser on. That was a mistake, but it should be okay. I don't need the full reverser. It just concentrates the steam better. You typically want the high reverser to get going, and then once you're at high speeds, you need to centralize it. We're staying at low speeds, so we're wasting a little bit of steam here because I didn't put the full effect in, or I'm not getting the best movement, but I'm still moving, so it's fine. I mean, if you look at this, you've got a lot of fuel and a lot of water anyway, so we're fine. So I'm going to lower our speed now. I'm going to let the train just casually do its own thing here. I might regret that. I might regret that. Nope, I'm fine. So once again, we're going to be connecting some cars here. There they are. So we're going to put this entire set of stuff on our back here. We've now connected to it. We're going to take them to Centerfield Yard up departure siding 2. Where is up departure siding 2? I have no idea. It's up there. Up departure siding 2 is right here. How do we get there? Well, let's follow the yellow track third from the right, shall we? They're all going to merge right here, which means I need this track set. If I head back here, that's exactly where it goes, because the other two split over on the right of us then. So these tracks are all set all the way down to where our blue line is, right here. So we need to connect to that, and that is where we're going to eventually split off. There are more tracks and junctions, but we don't need those yet. So let's just move forward at this point. And we're going to figure out exactly where we need to go from there. Gotta blow that horn. So how many switches do I need to go? Let's find that out. We have... 1 right there, 2, 3, 4 switches before we can head back along this path. So we're going to count 4 switches here, and I don't want to do it from this view. I'm going to do it from this view. So, hide that. I'll bring this up so we have the data to monitor here. So this is switch number 1. Put a little more speed on, we're going to need it. Switch number 2. Actually, that might be 3 by now. I might have missed one. Because I feel like this is where we need to be right here. So let's just stop right here. Not stop, but carry on for a moment. So I believe I'm crossing the point right now that I need to be. If I scroll down here, yeah, that is sure enough the point I need to be. So that's where I want to go. How is my connection down here? Nothing. Oh, that was close. That was close, kids. So you are going to be passing a signal up ahead here. There's the brake van. I'm going to see if I can stop for this signal because I don't know if it's a red or a green. I assume we have track clearance rights, so we should be alright. So if I check up here at the signal, it's a red signal. Oh, good thing I came to a stop. Good thing I came to a stop. That is a red signal. Do we have enough to clear the track here? We do not. Good. We have approval to pass. Let's move. I'm just going to go far enough that I need, so that I can get to the point I need to be at here. After that, we can stop. So I should be good now. That's as much as I'm going to need, and we're going to head back to where we need to do our drop-off right there. The signal near has now changed for that. So we're going to once again go ahead and back up. I should keep those brakes applied. Don't take them off. There we go. Reverse. 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 So now we can just go ahead and completely back up where we want to go. We're now going to up departure sign 2. You can see the junction is set against us at the end. Either that or it's the end of the track. I'm not sure which yet. You can see the red signal is also not clearing. So we're going to probably have to request to pass that again when we leave. Just a random guess here. Yeah, it's not clearing. Oh well. So, is this actually the end of the track up here? Oh, it is actually the end of the track. Okay, that is the end of the track. So we're going to back up at very good speed here. Let's go to the back of the train now. You can see a nice little shed here as well, by the way. Look at this. Get to work, slackers! Stop looking at your watch. Get to work. Don't you see all... You have to move... What's this tree doing in the shed? Get rid of this tree. Move these oil barrels. Do something, you slackers. Alright, so we're now entering the siding. And this is going to be the point at which I probably want to start slowing down. Can you imagine if this was a speedrun challenge, you had to do the scenario as fast as you could? All this shunting. This gives you the chance to test your accuracy on where everything is placed in as quickly a fashion as possible. Because I am no speedrunner, and because I am trying to do things as accurately and as professionally as possible, I'm going to move this back very close to the buffer. And then we'll start moving at slow speed while I reassess what I'm doing. Okay, so we are reaching the buffer now. I probably want to stop now. So basically everything we just connected back here, we're going to be disconnecting again. So over to the coupling view, we are fairly close to the buffer now, as you can see. I can actually go back a little bit more, so I will. If it will let me. Oh, wow, that was a jerk. Okay, we're going to stop here. Far enough. Far enough, thank you, sir. And let's go ahead and pop into the coupling view. I brought the wrong button up. There we go. So, just to verify, once again, 731553 has to be in the wagon. Oh, it's at the end. That's not what I want at all. Let's go to the... You're not going to tell me. Jerk. Oh, 891411. There you go. We're taking everybody off here. That is an 8, right? Yeah, it looks like a 5 with the track under, but it is an 8. So everybody comes off here. We get our lovely check mark. And there's the lovely check mark. And then we're going to say that, well done, that's all the shunting taken care of. Now collect the train of empty wagons from the down departure siding and take them to Wheaton Quarry to be filled. Where is down departure siding? I'll tell you what. Back to the front of the train. That's the engine. Back to the front of the train. Bring up the F4 head for... Oh, stop it. So we need to find where down departure siding is. Let's put a small speed application, just a small one, because we are going to be definitely clearing this section here without question. And there we go. We're going to maintain for now. Down departure siding, as you may recall on the map, or maybe you don't recall anything, that's fine too, is right here. How do we get there? It's going to be a mission. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, this is going to be a treat. First things first, we need to get out of here. So we're going to be driving up to the red signal is pretty much what I'm saying here. And then we're going to have to back our way up there somehow, very, very carefully. Now the good news is we're going to be taking these wagons to the front of the train. So we're going to be driving this train from the rear of the entire consist, which is going to be fun. For a drive along this track. Now if we check the map ahead of us here, let's go where we are. Looking at the map, you can see that our signal here is green, but this signal is still going to be showing a jolly bright red here. So, whoops. We shouldn't need to request a pass at this time, but we will avail ourselves of the green signal. That'll come in very helpful. So as we close this junction right here, we're going to have a selection of high quality paths available to us. And we just have to select one of those paths and find our way to the back of the area here. So we're basically going to be free to choose our own way as long as it connects there. That is the key function, having to connect to it. So this is a shunt signal. I might have enough to work with here. I'm going to take advantage again, like I said, of that shunt signal. So let's just see what we have going on here, as our shunt signal is going to probably turn red to say we passed it in a second, if we go that far. Oh, we stopped at it. Okay. So what do we connect to again? We're connecting to this right here. We cannot access it from this side down here. That is the end of a track. So we have to access it from up here. Now this is an automatic switch. We don't control this switch. So once we get to this point back here, we're under automatic control from Dispatcher Control Central here. And we have to get our way to that track. So all we have to worry about is getting to this point. To do that, I can choose a variety of selectable ways here. Let's find the best one for where we are right now. Right now, if we switch... Where I am right now, let's say we switch this one for a second. Will that work? That would take us through number 9, which is now empty, and therefore that would work. So if we continue through number 9 right here, it will take us to this, which will take us to this, which will take us to the orange marker, which is not entirely where we want to go, but it is along the way. We want to go to here, to here, to here, to here. Yep, that's perfect. That will get us into switch territory, and we are now positioned into the siding where we want to go, because we could theoretically go beyond that right in the main line if we wanted to. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Hide this. We don't need you anymore. We're going to go in reverse. We have completed the mission for finding a path to where we need to go. But again, I'm only showing you the one path through road number 9. You can pick any clear road you want to. You can take road number 4, you can take road number 2, you can pass a red signal and go through some siding somewhere on the other. If you want to, you could probably find a way. Let's make sure I'm not speeding. If you want to, you could probably find a way to do this from where we started here. You could probably move forward past this red signal, shunt your way back down this track and go all the way down sign number 1 if you really want to. You could probably do that if you want to. I don't. It's not worth the effort. So we're gonna watch on this side and see when the train or when the cars we're connecting to come along here. It's not gonna be the first ones we see because they're gonna be ones we've dropped off and connected already. By the way, we're now an hour into this scenario. So if you've been staying with me this long, kudos to you and congratulations. We're almost done. So taking a nice quick view back through our butt, here is where the cars we are going to be taking are located. Let's do a proper view on the back of the train for now. There we go. Get our face out of the smoke here, that'd be ideal. Actually, no, I don't think these are the cars. The cars we need are actually the other ones there. Okay, never mind. The cars are the ones far to the upper left here, I believe. So you might be asking, where are we on the map right now? We're right there. We're at the North Yard Shunt right now, making our way onto the main line. Once we have sufficiently made our way on the main line, we will connect to our charge, which is now to the left of our screen. So that is our charge to the left of us. So we now know that is the track. Oh, get out of the smoke, you. So we know that's the track we need to go to. I'm going to start slowing down a little bit as we get towards that track. So now. So the switch is an automatic one. We have no control over this one. We can't push a junction to do this. It's all automatic. So back to the front of the train as we fully pass the switch. This changes automatically. We do nothing. Are we back far enough? We are. So now we have been taken off of the path we just came. We can now move forward into the path which we will be dead-ended, basically. Now, because it's not too far away, I'm not going to apply too much speed. I'm just going to put a holding speed on. So here we are right now at about 5.3, 5.4. Still increasing low, so let's lower that a bit more. There we go, that'll do. As we go under the bridge here. The bridge, by the way, is a road of some sort. What kind of road? Hey! So we're going to bring the speed down now very, very nicely. Going to bring up my coupling view as I do that. And as soon as these guys show up in front of me, I am dragging them out. Kicking and screaming. Because that's exactly what cars do. They kick and scream. Okay, enough. Too much. Too much. Slow down. Slow down. It would be horrible to fail now, wouldn't it? This is all connected. Back to the F4 HUD, and we're going to go ahead and go backwards because we don't really have a choice here. Now, where is this going to take us? Oh, we're just going to be going backwards the whole way now. Excellent. We just get out of here and go towards the quarry. That's literally what we're doing. We're going to the quarry. So the line we're going to be taking is going to take us, well, it's not directing us fully in that direction yet, but it will. Oh yeah, it is directing us over there. We just can't tell yet. Are you going to go or not, you jerk? So the method of driving this train is look behind you and pray. This is how you drive this train, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if we were supposed to turntable somewhere. We didn't have a task to go on a turntable, so perhaps we don't. But at the same time, I don't think I see a turntable here. So I don't think we can do anything to turn around. We're going to keep an eye out as we go here to see if anything shows up we could have potentially used. But the way we're being routed, I don't think we were expected to turn around. We're expected to just shut this thing down to the quarry and trap ourselves behind it, apparently. Before we run around and bring it back is what I'm gathering happens here. Our stop is in 2.5 miles as well, I should point out. Let's change windows. As we take engine number 43210, it looks like. Or is that the tender? That might be the tender 43210. Might be the tender. It's also the number of a Class 43 in the fleet that retired in 2019, 2020 area. So we should be clear to... Oh, don't cough. We should be clear to proceed down this straight track here. Either that or veer to the left. I'm not sure which. Oh, this looks like they have a sign. Yeah, we're going to veer left. We have to veer left. We've been approved to pass this red signal. Thank goodness, because we were coming upon it pretty quickly there. So the signals in the route are apparently still a little broken. I don't think they're ever going to be fixed at this point because the route's just too old. But still a fun little drive to take. We are going to take the road to the right here. The road behind us is now clear. That's what the signal was popping up to tell us from the other direction there. Nice little ice-cold river there. We have no signals in our current vicinity. We do have something telling us a signal from the other direction, in fact. We're going to disregard that. It's for the other direction. Signals are merged here anyway. Or the lines, rather, are merged. We could theoretically go 45 now. We're not anywhere close to that because we have brake pressure applied. So you know what? Let's take the brake pressure off. Oh, I see what's wrong. I haven't concentrated the steam. Okay, I've been so used to driving this in a non-concentrated version that I have not been properly managing the steam for this last part of the journey. There you go. We are now slowly gaining speed with no brake pressure applied whatsoever, but I should still reapply a running brake as we get to higher speeds. That will be done. So there's the distance signal for going in the other direction. So if we look at that distance signal, it tells us green. The other one is yellow, saying you can't go on the track to the right. We're not getting a lot of speed on this journey, are we? We're still only at 20. Even a 166 would outpace this. This rusty old machine. So I believe this is the halt that we have here. So this is just a boarding halt. Get your pictures of this rust bucket. So there's Inchcombe coming up later on. Now the only reason Inchcombe will be marked as a platform is because that's basically being used as a waypoint for us. So it doesn't mean that we're stopping there, it just means that it's a waypoint. 25 is coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and just let the throttle off here and let it coast. As I do that, let's just make sure our line has indeed lit up here. And looking ahead here, our line has indeed lit up here. We're going towards the terminus right here of the Quarry Railway Network. We're not going to see any of the stuff over here, so we're not going to get to see Fenhill this time around. We're just going to stop at the quarry. There we are. The guy was he watching with his dog? Is that what he was doing? Go get the train, Rover. Good boy. Woof. That's the back of the train. Why I did that, I don't know. So there's the front of the train. 2 and 3 are still reversed. 3 is currently the front of the train. 2 is the back. And the reason for that is because our train is facing in the direction that we would hit 2. So that's why the cars at the back are technically the front. So I need to get this this last speed bled off here. So I'm going to apply some brake pressure now. Yeah, the brakes did not take it down in time, so I'm just applying some brake pressure now to get it to stay there, and now I'm going to go ahead and apply the throttle again to maintain. So welcome to Inchcombe, Platform 2. I expected the train to lose speed, and it didn't lose speed, so what can you do? Next time, just do it better, I guess. So we're taking the direction to Weedon Quarry. I didn't see the signal, but I assume it was a green signal. Interestingly, I don't see our spot that we're going. Why is that? I want Weedon Quarry siding 2. We're being taken into loading. That's siding 1. I want to go over here. That was a good catch. That was a good catch, ladies and gentlemen. We were on the wrong track. I mean, why would they... It's not the train driver's job to set the sidings, you doofus. At least warn us the junctions might not be set correctly. So that's... So I'm calling that a scenario maker fault. We should have been told that that was going to be something we had to do. We were not told about that. Just take a look at some of the scenery. Nice little house over here. Beautiful house. With a tractor in front. Does it have a tennis court? Looks like a tennis court. So now the junction's been set, we're not going to go under that thing to the right. So our speed limit is now 15. We're well under that. We're at 8.4 right now. Can we park the entire train into here? That's the question. Either way, the train will run around to the front and take these cars back, I believe. And that's something that will happen outside of our control. As we see more people slacking here. We're here. You can get to work now, boys. Get in position. Get to work. We're here. Jerks. So back to the, that's the front, back again. So back to this side of the train. We're bringing the rest of the train. I think we are fully inside the siding now, so I should be good to bring the train to a stop at any point. We are fully inside. I just don't want to go past that switch. Even though there's no problem with it, I don't think I want to go past that switch. So. There we are, bringing the train to a stop. Let's look at the train as we finish. So now we just have to wait for this train to run around, and you know, we can take these cars back once it's loaded. But I feel we're just gonna leave them here and let another train come pick them up later. Because it's only 3 miles down the road. Why would you leave your resources that close away from the yard? Anyway, well done, driver. There will be a short wait. Oh, okay, we are gonna wait here while the stone is prepared for loading. So we'll leave things here for now. Period on the next line. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the like button on the video. You can also join the Discord server. That was a bit of a long one, so thanks for sticking out if you did stay with it. And we're going to move into the next scenario in a moment on the playlist. Other than that, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world, if you do come back another time. And I hope to see you back another time. If you do stay on our playlist, the next video will start in 3, 2, 1.